Hi, hello lovely people, and welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to take a few seconds to say Ramadan Kareem to all my Muslim viewers. I hope that you have a blessed Ramadan. Guys, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Anime fans are weird. Yep, I said it. I myself, as an anime fan, admitted that we are all a weird bunch of people. There's a whole spectrum of weird anime fans, and talking about all of them will make this video unnecessarily longer than it needs to be. So today we're going to be taking a deep dive into one of those weird communities, known as the gatekeepers. Now, for those of you who don't know, gatekeepers are anime fans like yourself and I, but they believe that they get a say on who a real anime fan is and what animes you needed to watch in order to be called a real anime fan. They also hate the fact that anime is mainstream and popular now, when these were the same people a few years ago that were complaining and saying, oh, I wish anime was mainstream because it's so hard to find anything these days. Their humor is normally centered around Boku no Pico jokes, and they will die on the hill that nobody is able to defeat Goku. Luckily, the art of gatekeeping has died down in recent years as anime has become more popular. Yes, I know, isn't it a great time to be alive? But I wanted to use this video as a means to reflect on how the behavior of gatekeepers impacted the anime community and learn from their mistakes, because if we do not learn from our history, we tend to repeat it. And also, if it looks like I am reading off a script for this video, I am, okay? Please bear with me, people. I am fasting. My brain is very foggy and it is very hard for me to remember half of the things that I wrote. It's a miracle I even finished the script. I don't even know when this video is going to be up. Before anime became mainstream, it was very hard to do the things that we were able to do today. For example, if you wanted to watch an anime, you could simply go on Netflix or Hulu or whatever subscription service that you use. And even you can go on YouTube. They have some free animes that you can watch over there. But back in the day, it was really hard to find any animes to stream anywhere, at least in my experience. Now, I'm not gonna say that I'm an old anime fan. I started watching anime when I was young, and I've been hooked since then. But I do remember when my local TV broadcaster stopped playing Naruto and I hit a snag because I didn't know what anime was. I also didn't have a phone because I was really young. And then when I did get a phone, it was very hard to find platforms to stream anime legally. And you're probably wondering, where am I going with all of this? Well, the point I'm trying to make is a lot of gatekeepers, especially the older ones, might have some sort of jealousy towards the new gen anime fans because they have it easy now, while they had to struggle to simply stream a basic service. New gen anime fans can basically get it almost anywhere without having to share that struggle.
You see these new anime fans, I don't like them, because these are the same people that used to anime back in the day. Now they're saying, oh my god, Jujutsu Kaisen, That's how I know someone's new to anime, when their favourite show is Jujutsu Kaisen. When I find out someone has recently gotten into anime, I become racist. This is my country. Go back where you came from. Because you weren't here on the come up. You get it? When we was doing the Naruto run in school.
They believe that because they struggled, they have that sense of entitlement that they can call out fake fans or make other people feel bad for the kind of anime they watch. On one hand, I understand it sucks, but we need to move on from that. Gatekeepers had their own set of standards and rules. For example, girls couldn't watch anime, and if they did, they were ruining the anime watching experience. You couldn't cosplay a character unless you look exactly like that character or have the same body type. And of course, the most important one, nobody can defeat Goku. And let me tell you, it was not fun being a part of that at all. When I was younger, I was a part of a lot of anime groups and social media. I joined Amino, and I was young and naive, and I believed the lies that these gatekeepers were feeding me. I genuinely believed that girls couldn't watch anime and like I was some sort of anomaly. And I was questioning myself on whether I was a real anime fan because I only watched 3 animes at that time, which was Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, and Naruto. So when I would see like posts and videos that would be like, oh, this is animes to watch if you were a real anime fan, I would watch it and it would be like an anime with like this little plot and this much fan service. And I'm just like, I don't really enjoy watching it, but I told myself that, hey, you know, I needed to be a real anime fan and this is what real anime fans watched. And if you were a girl that watched anime, you would get absolutely hounded and quizzed. If you didn't know anything, you would be accused of being a fake fan or watching anime for males' attention. And that was always so funny to me, how guys would accuse girls that watch anime like, oh, you're just watching it for the male gaze. Why would I sit down, use my free time to watch Dragon Ball Z just so that I can have a chance to talk to Brad from chemistry? That doesn't really make sense to me. And even if that was her original intent to watch anime for male attention, I feel like the moment she would have seen Levi Ackerman, it's game over. Like, she's done. She's a goner. Gatekeepers also had a strong hold on the cosplay community. And I believe they still do regarding some incidences that have occurred in recent times. But gatekeepers used to believe that in order to cosplay a character, you had to A, look like the anime character, B, have the same body type as the anime character, and C, you had to have the same race as the anime character. Okay, I wouldn't say race, but I would say skin color as the anime character. And if you looked anything remotely different, they would make sure to let you know by harassing you in your comment section and telling you to off yourself over a fictional character. Cosplay is supposed to be a way to express yourself. There is no anime rulebook that says in order to cosplay the character, you need to look exactly like them. No, imagine if we did that with all the Mikus and Psyches. Do you know how we say like almost every Miku is canon or every Psyche is canon? Could you imagine like if the gatekeepers got their way and every single person that cosplayed Miku just ended up looking exactly like her? That would be boring. Personally, for me, I like seeing the Miku variants and the ways that people will interpret Miku into their cosplay, because it shows a sense of self and identity and creativity. And I was like, I've never thought about if Miku was from Brazil, or if Miku was a Gyaru, or if Miku was Eggman. It takes a certain amount of creativity to do that. And limiting cosplay to one body type simply kills the fun and creative process that cosplaying is. 2020 was an important time to be an anime fan. We were all quarantined and we were all on TikTok, and anime TikTok was really popping off at that time. For some people, it was great exposure to anime content creators, anime fandoms, and cosplayers that we never once knew existed. The community really came together at this time because we were all on the app and it was all new and exciting. We had our own challenges, we had our own audios, and it was just a vibe. Now, I'm not gonna get into the nitty-gritty of the grade shift and how that happened, but if you guys would like a video on that, make sure to let me know in the comments and leave a like so that I know. But this video is not gonna discuss the grade shift. At the same time, gatekeepers were not having any of it. Yes, they were glad that there was an anime community on TikTok, but they did not like that anime was getting onto the normal side of TikTok. I remember some of them appearing on my For You page and saying that they were trying to announce a war between the anime TikTok fans and the normal TikTok fans because they didn't like the fact that normal people were making thirst traps to certain anime sounds or audios because they didn't understand the origin of where the audio came from, or they would be like, oh, like they don't understand what they're saying, so why are they thirst trapping to it? And I'm like, you don't understand Japanese either. So we're kind of all in the same place here. Like, they would make videos saying, oh, you're not a real anime fan unless you've watched X, Y, and Z. You see how things keep repeating? A lot of them also got angry because a lot of female content creators got more popular on the app. And so again, they would accuse girls of not being real anime fans and ruining the anime watching experience because they were just simply simping and expressing their love for certain male anime characters, and apparently that was weird. I remember there used to be specific comments that these people would leave under these women's comment section, and they would be like, oh, you don't look like you watch anime. And rightfully so, many of them were offended by that, and they were like, that's not a compliment. It feels more like an insult. Like, you shouldn't say that because anybody can watch anime. 2020 anime TikTok made me realize that gatekeeping was not a normal thing. There is no such thing as a real anime fan. It doesn't matter if you've watched anime ever since you came out of the womb, if you discovered it as a teenager, or if you're discovering it now as an adult. You're still an anime fan. And it is a good thing that anime is mainstream now because we can easily access it now, and we can find communities that like animes or niche animes that we like. Could you imagine surviving season 4 of Attack on Titan without anime TikTok? We would all be crazy. The best part about season 4 of Attack on Titan was going on TikTok and seeing all the memes and edits that people were making about it. And more importantly, you would have looked less like a crazy person when you were crashing out about the anime on your WhatsApp status. I'm definitely not speaking from experience. 2020 anime TikTok also reassured me that I don't need to watch every anime from the beginning of time until now to be considered a real anime fan. I don't only need to watch shonen to enjoy anime, and there's nothing wrong if you haven't watched any of the big three. You are still an anime fan. 2020 anime TikTok definitely lifted the veil that was placed on me by the gatekeepers and made me realize that it's actually not that deep. Now that anime is pushing to the mainstream, much to their demise, I am starting to see a decline on the chokehold that gatekeepers have on the community. People are now starting to call out their toxic behaviors and are slowly rising up to them. Obviously, they're not extinct, but they are low in numbers, and they have switched to other sides of the community, predominantly the cosplay community, as I've mentioned earlier, being racist towards other cosplayers and borderline harassing people, which is something that should not be allowed to happen in the first place at all. Before, they tried to control what people could watch, and now that is almost impossible because there are so many streaming platforms available to watch anime on, and they can't control the masses that way. All in all, gatekeeping a niche thing, it's not okay because it creates a false sense of entitlement to a piece of media that you don't even own. And that's the thing that baffles me. How can people get so entitled over a show or a fictional character that they feel the need to tell other people how they can consume it or enjoy it, dictate what they can and cannot watch? Personally, I'm glad that anime is mainstream now. Animators can finally get paid for the hard work that they've put into these shows. Anime studios can finally get more recognition that they deserve. Animes can get nominated for more awards, attracting a bigger and wider audience. Anime conventions are more accessible now, and we get to meet voice actors and tell them how the characters that they voice have impacted our lives. But they weren't thinking about all of that when they were trying to minimize the masses and gatekeep certain people from watching anime. All in all, I am grateful to be a part of this community, the anime community, and it is a way to express myself, hence why this channel and my TikTok is even a thing. Hopefully towards the near future, hopefully gatekeeping will die down and we will realize how much of a toxic behavior that is, and this is not how we build a community. But anyways, that's all for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.